It is all about putting the puzzle pieces together. And I think one of our viewers, once again, has come to the channel and brought something to light that pieced with something else the channel covered many videos ago might put us one step closer to finding out what happened to the USS Fitzgerald. Now, this particular person who goes by the handle Thy Majestic One has left a message stating thus: do not focus too much on the damage to the hull. You are only doing the U.S. Navy a favor. They do not want you to focus on the electrical damage, which they admitted in the earlier clip you made, millions of dollars of electrical damage. They want you to move away from the EMP event. That's how they hide the truth. A lot of trolls have come and said, well, all U.S. military hardware is hardened against EMP, which is probably why I didn't pursue it as actively as I should have. But I was reading about this new microwave weapon that the Chinese have, and this is an article from late January of this year, and there is a piece of information here that makes it all click. Generally, microwave weapons shut down electronic systems, even those with traditional shielding against EMP, by bombarding the target with energy pulses between 300 and 300,000 megahertz. So even traditional EMP shielding wouldn't stop this weapon. And it can shut down everything. Now, you couple that with this article that the channel did, I don't know, a dozen and a half videos ago. We talked about this new silent submarine that could have delivered this EMP. And the reason I believed this silent submarine that the Chinese have developed would be the #1 candidate for delivering it is because of, #1, the guy who developed it is known for his work in high-energy weapons. Now, I'm going to go down here and I'm going to show you what the Chinese have even said about this. This month, Chinese state TV channel CCTV 13 broadcast interview with top Chinese naval engineer Rear Admiral Ma Wanming. The Admiral is notably responsible for the development of multiple Chinese naval electromagnetic programs, including the electromagnetic catapult and railguns. Something else the channel has been talking about. That the PLAN is fitting its newest nuclear attack submarines with a shaftless rim-driven pump jet, a silent propulsion system. Now, that would make it undetectable. And here is the part that really made me stand up and go, wait a minute. Also in the video background was a large piece of electrical machinery, which is part of the PLAN's integrated electrical propulsion system. IEPS turns all the output of the ship's engine into electricity. Unlike traditional propulsion designs, which convert engine and reactor output into mechanical action to turn the propeller shaft, the high electrical output can be used to power motors for the propellers or potentially high-energy weapons. It would be silent. It would be able to power this microwave weapon, and it could have knocked that ship out. And what got me down this road was you have to ask yourself a question about, and once again, thank you again to Thy Majestic One for bringing this up, because I think this is going to be the direction the channel goes now. How did no one get electrocuted? I know there's GFCIs, but even the best system is not meant to account for catastrophic failure of bulkheads and giant quantities of seawater rushing into compartments almost instantaneously. There's 220, and I've even read 450 on some ships, volt wiring running all through that entire part of the the ship. There was no one that had any kind of an electrical injury whatsoever. And even at that, do you remember the story about the people diving back into the flooded areas to try to retrieve their comrades? How would someone who was in charge allow that to go on if they couldn't guarantee for a fact there were no energized systems down there that were still putting out dangerous levels of voltage that could electrocute someone? moving through those flooded compartments. I think I know how they could guarantee that, because the ship was dead. It was dead in the water from an EMP, and that lines up with everything. The damage above on the ship is exactly what you would expect for a ship being hit dead on and not moving. And I'm still, until I can, the Navy comes out and shows definitive evidence that that bulbous bow really did this damage. The damage above the waterline, I am right with everyone on. I believe that was caused by the ACX crystal. But the damage below the waterline, I don't know. They could have been killing two birds with one stone here. Because the Chinese have been developing high-energy weapons, and railguns are one of them that need tons of electricity, and so does this microwave weapon. And it would have been a great opportunity for them to send a message, make it look like an accident. I think something that the American people are going to have to kind of get away from is we're dealing with two different enemies here. And that's what makes it confusing. The Muslims, the terrorists that are attacking us, want their attacks to have a spectacular quality to them. The people watching them are just as affected by the attack as the people being attacked. The beheadings, all that, they're meant to have shock value. That's a hallmark of the Muslim terrorist way of doing things. But the Chinese, the Japanese, the Asian style of war, the Sun Tzu Art of War style, focuses a lot more on the effect than the spectacle. And what I mean by that is by simply removing the asset from the region, removing the asset from the battle, they don't care whether it's seen as an accident or whether it's seen as, people just not paying attention to what they were doing. Especially if they can get away with it like this, they have no problem with it. They are more concerned with the result. The anti-ballistic missile asset has been removed from the region. And that's the beginning and ending of their concern. They don't care if they would get credit for it or not. The Chinese are never going to come out and say, yes, we did this, even if it could be proven that they did. Because it doesn't serve their purpose. And their purpose is Japan and South Korea are the U.S. foothold in that region, and they want us out. And they will do it piecemeal if they have to, and I think this is the first piece. But anyway, thank you again. I've said it before. What makes this channel great, what makes it get the amount of views that it does is not me. It's not even really the subject matter. It's you. It's the viewer coming here and having the polite, intelligent discussion that you guys have been having. We have uncovered so many things I would have never thought of. But, you dig into it, and we are starting to make some real headway. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate all the likes and the views. Share it, subscribe, tell your friends. The more people that we have involved in this, the more headway we will make. Thank you again, and we will see you next time.